Hello there, I'm Ranjan. In this video tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to use HTML form, how to create HTML form. To write HTML code, I use Notepad++. You can download it for free. So this is my Notepad++, and I'm going to create the HTML form. Okay. So before we start creating the form, we need to write some basic codes. That is, this is these lines we need to write before we create any web page. So this is the basic coding. Before you start writing your HTML code, you need to type these default codes. And so I'm done now. Okay, and I'm going to save this. Before we are going to create the forms, I'm going to save this text first in HTML format. So I'm going to press Ctrl S and I'm going to save it in my desktop. So the name will be form form.html. Enter. So see, I have a little dispute I can see. So the form is, so the page is ready. Okay, and I'm going to give it a name. Before I give it a name, I want to show you how the page looks like. So this is the form. So now when I open this, so you can see the name of the page is only form.html. It is the same name of the file, right? So we need to change the name HTML form. Suppose I'm giving one name, that HTML form, and now I'm going to refresh this page. See, the name changed. Above the address bar, above this is the address bar, and above it you can see HTML form. The name changed. And we mainly write the code in body section. There is two section in HTML. One is head section and second is body section. Mainly all the visible part we write in body section, and all the hidden part, the design part, mainly the CSS part, meta tag part, title part, we write in head section, and the other parts we write mainly in body section. So how we will create the form? form. So this is the form tag we need to write first before we start creating form. Let me show you nothing, that you can see no difference here. Okay, so name, I'm just writing name. Okay, input, I'm going to refresh this page. See, I'm zooming it. So when I write name and I gave this option, I'm deleting this, save, and I'm going to refresh this again. See, name. And when I'm using this input option, you can see there is one field comes where we can type something, right? It is the input option that we have given. And in HTML form there are different types of input options are available. Okay, so I'm telling you types of input in HTML. So what are the types of inputs in HTML? Before we are going to start with the HTML code, we need to know this one. Okay, what are the types mainly that we can use when we will create the form? The first type is text type, that you are going to accept the text. Also you can ask for password, you can ask for number. Okay, and also you can ask for checkbox. Radio button, submit button, reset button. Yes, and there are so many, like for telephone number, email, date, time, or only date. So there are so many options available, and there are more, not only these options, there are more options available. These are actually the types, input types, that we can define what kind of input we are asking for from this form. So these are the basic types. I have written this, but there are more, almost more than 15 or more than 12 to 15 types are there. Okay, so I'm going to remove this one. Okay, so input type is text. Name, we know that we will write, it is a text field, so we will define the type as text, and also we will give name. Each field should have a name, because if you don't mention the name of the field, the server cannot identify which field it is. Okay, why the server needs to know the name of the field? Because when you are going to submit any form, then it will, the data of the form will go to the database through the server, and database there, each box, each table there where the data will go, like from the name you have written, suppose I have written Ranjan Burman. Okay, so this data Ranjan Burman belongs to which table, which box of the table. So there is a database we need to create, that is the other part. I'm not going to teach you how to create database, how to submit, how to connect the database with your HTML page. I'm not going to teach you this now. That is that will come after this client side part. Okay, that is server side part. Client side and server side, there are two different parts. Client side, when you will only code with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, but server side, when you will actually doing PHP or MySQL, ASP.NET, there is Ruby part. So I'm not going to teach you about the server side part. But why name should be given? Like, without the name, the field, the input field is unknown to the server. Just remember this. And this name, I am giving the name L as name, just name. Okay, now if we refresh this, so it is the default size of the form. The box size is by default, you can see, but we can actually mention how, like, what will be the length of the box or the size of the box. Okay, suppose I'm giving the size 4. See, it goes to 4 digits, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, this is the by default number 4 size. Okay, also there is one more option, that is max length. Max length option. Max length is how much you are allowed to type. Suppose I'm giving 4. Now I'm typing here. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so it is not working. Did I refresh it? 1 2 1 2 3 4 5. Yes, sorry, I forgot to refresh it. That's why it was taking more than 4 digits. Now I'm typing. See, only the 4 digit it will take. So if you need to tell your user that you are allowed to give only that much digit, you cannot use more than that. So you can use max length option to mention this. But in case of name, I'm not defining the max length, because name can be long for sometimes. If someone from South India, I have watched in movies that long name. Okay, so okay, it's not funny. So I'm not mentioning the max length here, and I'm keeping the size 10. Okay, it looks good. Now there is one more option that we can add, that is required. So what this option will do in the form, nothing changed, nothing happened. Okay, but it will you will understand this one. I'm removing it for now. Okay, the reason is you will understand the use of required option when I will use this one. Input type submit. Submit is the type. You will see a button. See, it is a submit button. I'm giving one more break. I need to I can also give it a name like value C. I can also change the by default name submit by adding the attribute by writing the name in the value okay, in submit option, in submit input field. So now if I click here, you see nothing change, and now I'm going to add here one option, that is required option. I add it, saved, and I refresh this one. I'm now clicking. See, please fill out this field. So when you will add the required field and you are trying to submit without adding the data on it, it will not let you submit the data. You can also mention it by adding one star mark, that this is important, you need to uh, input the data. Without inputting you cannot submit it. Now I'm copying the entire field, paste it. I'm going to give one new data field, that is phone number, and phone number input type I want as number. And the input field name will be phone. Size will be 10, and max length I want 10, because I have only 10 digits in my contact in our contact numbers, and this is also required option will be there. And I'm going to remove one break option from here. Let us see. I know it looks bad because I have not designed it. Okay, I have not added the CSS or CSS the design part, so it looks little odd now, and I can understand. But see, in the number, if I try to write any other text, I cannot write. But if I write some text, I can write. Okay, I better add tail because it is telephone number. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Now it's okay. Okay, when you are using telephone number, then you should use that input field as tail, not number. Okay, input type will be tail. As you can see that the design is not looking good. I can also look it good uh, by adding some table, putting this form inside a table. It will look little good. Like I'm going to write some code for table. TD, and this is one first row TD, and this will be the second. Control C, Control V. This will be the end of TR, and TD, end of TR, end of new row, and starting of new row. TD TR, Control C, phone number V, TD TD, Control C, Control V, and I will put this field inside new table row TR, TR, TD, TD. See, it looks better, little organized. But what I have done, if you want to see, okay, I need to remove the break options, that's why it looks little odd. See, now better. I can also bring the click here option in the middle by adding, this is the TD, it will be row span, row span, call span, call span, row span equals to 2, and as this is TD, so ALIGN, let me use the border to understand, equals to 2. Okay, and this is actually where I am. TD is the row span, call span, what's wrong? TD, here, TD, this is call span, why the call span is not working? Call span is 2, sorry, spelling mistake, calls No, it's okay. Align center. It's now good. Border 0. See, basically we see these kind of forms in web pages, and I'm going to add the next field, that is email. This is tr. Okay, tr. You don't need to you can design. If you know table, how to create table, then you will easily organize the form. But if you don't know, that doesn't matter. You can only practice the form without the table also. td basically for table column, and tr for table row. td. It's easy when you are using Bootstrap. It is very easy to create table and the columns and rows in Bootstrap, because there is no easy name with if you want to create table. It is very easy to create design using Bootstrap, the tables. Okay, so here I need to write email, and input type will be, what will be the type for email? Email itself. And name also I'm giving email. You can also give different name, whatever, according to your database. And what else we need? Max we need a size, because we are giving equal size to every row, every boxes. So if I write here different thing other than email, what we will see, first, that will give us the instruction to please fill out the fields. Okay, phone number is something like this. Okay, and up. Okay, suppose I'm going to click submit. What it is showing, that please include an at in the email address. Email address is missing an at. So if you cannot, if you don't, though you are giving okay at, then also it is showing there is something mistake, is incomplete. Gmail, suppose writing trying to, okay, it worked, though that was not complete email address, but no problem. So this is the new features email, that with that you don't need to validate it with JavaScript. Without validating it, you can use email field, email type, and it will automatically take the right input from the user cannot just type anything garbage in the data. Also there is one more option, password. And the type will be password, and name I am giving pw, password. Now if I type here anything, you cannot see what I'm writing, because as it is password it will be hidden. And what important left? Yes, there is some other important input types there, like checkbox we are going to learn. Options to select. Options type will be checkbox. And name I am suppose giving option 1, and we must give it a value that will be submitted. Value is like option 1 will be Ranjan, and it will be showing as Ranjan. After that, different name Mainak, value will be also changed Mainak, and it is our option 2. Let's see. Okay, it's my mistake. I should have put it under the table, and I can see it will come after. See, I can choose Ranjan, Moinak, like this. Both we can choose, and we can input the data. It is checkbox, okay. And also there is a radio button, radio option available, that either you will only get chance to check one, will get chance to choose one option. To do that, you need a small change, that is select. I'm changing the type to radio. Radio. You need to remember, in radio button, the name will be same, otherwise it will not work. The rest part is same, nothing will be changed. See, if I click here, then I'm clicking here, it will move to, and because you can only get chance to select one option, okay. And if I separate, I mean use the different names, it will not work, okay. It will not work like a radio, because see, the two options will be selected. So if you want it right way, so you have to uh, keep the name same, otherwise it is not radio, it is checkbox, okay. For checkbox, we know that we can select all or any as much we can select, but in radio we need to only select one, okay. This is the rules of HTML forms. What is, and I'm going to show you one more option. that will be select option. And inside the select option, I'm removing one row from here, sorry, one column from here. When we get so many options to choose from one box, like select box, like you can click and it will drop down the options. Option with value, value pen, value paper, bag, and the real names, pen, option, paper, bag. See, you can select anyone like this. I should okay. So these are the basic options that we can add to create HTML forms, and though there are so many other options available to create complex forms, for now it is for now I'm that's it. Okay, thank you for watching this video.